plans. Then next debt plans will be, we are saying, which is a lesser risk, is the balance. So what happened when we do realignment? We move balance fund to the debt and equity to this. So this is the way we try to do it across. Then this is the second step, a third step for us. Then we will try to make the cash flow. So I'm trying to explain this time cash flow in a simpler term. I don't want to go because this is the live thing. I'm just trying to tell you how it works. So if somebody is having, this guy is 657, he's just retired. He want a 1 lakh a month. Okay. When he took, so I have taken his requirement as retirement 1 lakh a month. So if you noticed, every cell I'm adding 6% here. So his requirement every year has been increasing. Okay. So I have made his a cash flow till 90 here. So what is a 12 lakhs today is becoming a 82 lakhs when he is at 90. So I have to manage that also. Okay. So when I'm making a cash flow, most of the time when we make a cash flow, we don't make a scheme level. If you notice, I have not spoken as of today any scheme level. I'm always talking about only asset class, debt, balance, and equity. Okay. In a equity, this next slide, I will try to do it when I'm taking in a detail. What are comes under debt, what comes under hybrid, and what comes under equity. I'm making whenever we are doing, because each asset class is linked to the return. So you can have any type of return, but the average return will be the similar. So what we are saying when you're doing an equity, we'll try to have a mutual fund equity, you have a PMS equity or a direct stock equity. If it is a debt, we will always have the bond or a debt funds or any things like a, you can say fixed pensions are coming. You have PF, PPF kind of things. So this row is very, very important. It's a sacrosanct row for us, which is I'm trying to say debt and the bonds. Every cash flow is keep moving around only 28th row. Why? Because we are paying monthly from this fund only. So this row, whenever I'm looking as a tracking level, I'm talking to the customer on performance or anything, I'm just going back to this cash flow of saying, I am able to manage or not my any moment, 3 years, money is there in the debt or not. Okay. So you keep seeing that we keep pumping, it's a new investment to the debt every time when the high equity goes. But we should always make sure that 3 months, 3 years funds are always there, because this is the only place he is going to get throughout the money. This row is the, I can say it's like a, you can write it golden words that I have to track only 28th row only, nothing else. So when I do this, we will be of course looking about this person's PF is there. So as of today, there's a new rule of PF has come. When you have existing PF, previously, I don't know you are aware or not, PF money, 8.5 is a subsidy by the government. As I told you, government is having only now 4.4 or 4.6 as a tax-free fund. How they can give a 8.5 to us? So indirectly, almost 4% is a subsidy by the government on a things. So what they have done last 3 or 4 years back, they have made it as a mandate that, okay, these people will be able to take care. They will be able to take care of how to make sure that all the trusts, there are 22 trusts of PF and the PF office of the government, they have to invest long term 10% of the corpus in a equity. So they can reduce internally 1 to 1.2% on the subsidy, but still it was not going across. So what they put it around the last budget, they says, if you are inactive PF, for 2 years, whatever interest you get, it will be taxable. And third year onwards, no interest only will come to you. So that is the another level, they have reduced it. So this time, instead of reducing the interest, they played very, very well. They capped the amount only. Now they're saying, if you are paying more than 2.5 lakhs, you will be added to the income that interest. It's like FD. So this year, April onwards, you will see that people will drastically will change your, lot of people used to do EPF, because I know a lot of people, they say, Rachna, instead of SIP, I'll take care of kids and other things and all. But for a retirement, I will put at least additional money in a EPF than a SIP, because nobody is giving you 8.5 tax-free returns. So now they have cut short all those things in this budget. And so this customer also, we have recommended to continue the PF, because 8.5% tax free is nobody is going to get. So it makes sure that you are utilizing 8.5% tax free and then you moving it across. So when he is getting the money 82 from here, so which is coming a 92,000 with interest, if you see, we have put directly, because it's a PF money from a debt, it is moved directly to the debt funds when it is exiting from a PF. So when somebody gives me hybrid funds, now this is a total hybrid fund, how we have divided. So my first thing, I will not see all these rows at all. I will see only the first line. I'm talking as an analyst or advisor. I will look only few lines. One is my fifth row. How much his requirement is. 28th row. Is it all the requirements is going properly or not with any point of a time? And last but not the least is my last, I'm assuming you are able to see my Excel. So you will be seeing approximately what is 65, 66, and so I'll just make it little big. Is it better? So if you see, I will be looking only these 5 parameters. What is my debt and equity ratios happening? And how much as an amount wise, how I'm doing. So when I see this, I will always see that we keep we call a realignment if the equity goes higher, and over the period your debt should come higher and equity should go lower. That is the way we try to keep doing this. So if you see that suddenly start becoming 48% and it will go till 60 to 70% in a debt and 30 to 40% in equity. So this is the major aspect for us to make sure that things are in a capital protection. In a long run, if I have to get 8, I have to invest in a equity 30%. 30% I'll do it in hybrid and 30% I do it in debt. But the rule is that whenever you have it in a debt, 3 years of a debt, whatever we are supposed to pay also should be there in a debt also. So these are the things which we try to capture in a cash flow over the period. So this, when I'm getting a cash flow, I just look at only first is, am I getting the correct whatever requirement? Second is, wherever I'm paying from a debt, is it every 3 years I'm having that money? And then I will start looking only 65 to 69 only. What is my debt and equity ratio? And what are the amounts I'm looking across? Okay. Then I will start looking to make it a better graph, because it is 33 years of plan. Every 5 years, how my debt and equity ratios are managing. So I'm just trying to say starting of the year, how the debt and equity ratios are moving. And this is creating me a graph. So we will make the debt and equity ratio, my portfolio ratios, and which is another one how I'm doing. And another one, which is the most beautiful one, which I like it, is how my portfolio is increasing with my payout, we call redemption, how it has been doing. So this means that the portfolio was 6 crore here, and then it is gone till 52 crores, 38 crores has been redeemed. This is the value, so the total has made it around 56. So this is the way we try to do the cash flow for each customer. Okay, so I'll go back to my presentation now. So I'm assuming you are able to see my presentation. So we have to realize sometimes that scheme, the product and other things is a very, very lowest level. Okay. Whenever we are planning, we have to plan on the asset class, and we have to make sure in our mind very clearly that what are the asset class, or asset class, I mean a debt, bond, or you can say hybrid and equity, related to the risk and related returns you should look at. So on an average, please make sure debt. I'm going to tell now every time, so it keeps coming in your mind. If it is low risk, you will get between 5.5 and 6.5% returns, not more than that. If it is balanced, you will get between 8 to 10%. And if it is equity, you will get between 12 to 14. These are the ranges we have to do it. I am not saying in a bull run you may get 35, 40, in a bear you may get 30 minus, but I'm talking about on an average for 20 years or 30 years, this is what it comes. So look long term. The best part here is don't give any emotions out on the thing. So the person whom I came, he was coming and telling me, Rachna, I have the house which is my ancestral property, and that house is two of our brothers are not okay to continue. They wanted to sell it, but I have a very emotionally attached with this. Can I buy that house and I will pay to my parents afterwards? So I was telling, it's okay if you wanted to have, but you have an emotions attached to that house, and that house is costing you 6 crores. So even if you buy a 6 crore and give back to your brothers 4 crores, how you're trying to take care of your retirement? And that is the one thing which I felt it. Sometimes we do so many things on emotions and we forget that it may impact the overall level. Most of the time, investment is done by the emotion, there's no doubt about it, but we have to make sure that it is liquid or not liquid, it is fixed or not fixed. Those things has to be taken care when we take the emotional level investments decision. Very important slide to find it out, what is low or what is medium and what is high, what are the funds we can look at across. So fixed, there's a two levels, there's only two segregation. One is fixed and one is not fixed. What is fixed? It tells in advance only. This is the returns you will expect. So like FD, post office, PF, PPF, traditional insurance will tell you, if you go today now and you will try to see very clearly, says that I am going to get 5.5% return for the next 3 years. So yours is being taken care very clearly, like a PF, PPF, they will tell in advance in a budget that what's going to be the new returns. As of today, PPF is 7.1 and PF is still at 8.5. Traditional insurance, normally people look, of course, to take care of risk mitigation, but nowadays people do insurance to get the fixed returns and a fixed payout, as I told you. So a lot of guaranteed payouts plans are coming approximately at 5.8 to 6% returns. And that is the beauty of that, because those are tax-free. So tax-free 5.5 to 6% return is equivalent to your 8.5 or 9% FD. And then too, you're taking care for the next 30 years. So that is the way you have to look at. So whenever you are looking as a fixed pay or a low returns, low risk, you have to look three different angles. There's nothing rocket science as some wealth manager does. We also try to look the same. Post-tax, post-inflation, greater than zero, longest time. Post-tax, so I'll give an example like FD. I have 5.5 and 5.5 is a taxable. So if I'm in 30%, I will be getting approximately 3.5. If I'm not wrong, it's 3.9. So 3.9 is my post-tax I'm getting. And my inflation, I'm taking 6. So it is lesser. It doesn't clear it to me. Let us say PF 7%, Post, it's a tax free, greater than inflation, works well. Same thing with the insurance. If it is post tax inflation, it is coming at 6%, it is greater than zero and taking care of 30 years. Bonds, as on today, none of our bonds are tax free. The tax free bonds are at 4.4. So 4.4 to 4.6 is lesser than inflation as on today. So you have to do one by one to check what I should buy and for the longest time, to make sure that we are at the safest side, not having a problem with an inflation. It's not eroding your wealth. So if you have to make a wealth, there is no second thought. It has to become only through the taking care of the non-fixed returns. So can anybody can write it and tell me whom you think they are the richer in your mind and why? Anybody can say? Nobody like to say? Most of the people, when I ask this question, they will always try to say, I'm getting the some names. Warren Buffett has told. Yes, not only Warren Buffett, you can find it a lot of people. It can be Amazon, everybody is like a Gilman Jadam, Azim Premji or NRN, or whoever which is like a being in a Bangalore, lot of people are there. So if you notice those people, why they are rich, 90% of the places you will find that they are rich because they are owning their own company stocks. Okay. So, and they're staying, of course, longer time. So somebody was telling to me, and I was trying to say the same thing. Being an ex-Wiproite, I know that Azim Premji, he always says that I know my company more, so why I should sell my company's shares? So I should believe in my company. So that's the reason he holds a maximum 75% shares. So I'm trying to say, forget it 75. You take a Flipkart, you take a startups. I have been doing last 1.5 years. Many people whom they have exited their own startups and got very huge money because they own the stocks. Okay. So the people, whoever has made an exponential money is where they stayed long with the stock and they own the stock. So they have seen the good time and the bad time, but they stayed long. Very important is to stay long. To give my own example, mine and Anil itself example, we both worked in Wipro and we worked around 7-8 years. And of course, we were lucky in the lucky time. So I always believe that sometimes we have to be good in the right place. So we all got it a very good ESOPs. Okay. Why we got ESOP? Because we stayed 7 years. And after the ESOP also to convert, you require to stay next 5 years. Okay, because it's 10, 15, 20, 35, 30%. Otherwise, 20, 20, 20, we have to get it. So it's a simple equation. We stay for 5 to 10 years in the same company. They believe it and you are loyal and then you got the stocks and that's why you make money. So in a disciplined way, it says very simple. If you are wanted to make more money, you have to stay long, have patience. You cannot have the tree in a 1 year to say, oh, why fruits are not coming. Tree will take his own sweet time to grow and then have the fruits, correct? So the root has to go down, penetrate, become strong and do that. The finance works the same way as you think of any tree. It is, you can call a money tree or you can call the mango tree, it's the same thing. Mango tree also will take around 10 years to grow and then start giving a good mango. So the same thing works here. And if I want a good fruitful growth, when I see nowadays all our customers and we have a product where we can show the journey and you can see the graph come exponentially how big. So how the time grows, your exponential things goes very wide and you can see the wider the net investment versus the return it goes. So this is what we have to understand. What comes under equity? Equity can have mutual fund equity, you can have diversified PMS, you can have AIF, non-listed ones. But the best way is to enter normally is through mutual fund, and if the portfolio goes a little higher, should go enter into the PMS. You can't put everything into the one basket because you must have seen around 3 to 4 years, the SEBI has been very tightening mutual funds things. So one rule comes, all mutual fund works the same way. So all the funds will get impacted. Gold is a very, we call the safest heaven. A lot of people think the gold is doing good and gold. So if I think so my previous sessions, I have been telling that gold in 30 years and 40 years, 20 years, I have made graphs. It gives only 7.5%. Only that is in our mind. But gold is always a contrarian and the best part in your portfolio to give a cushion to your portfolio. Because gold is contrarian. So if equity is not doing good, the gold do good. So if you notice in the COVID times and just before that, it is just run up like anything. But 2012 to 2019, it is just 1.8% returns. So gold is good. How to look at? Mostly we don't believe the physical jewelry is part of it because it's emotionally linked. But if you have the coins or biscuits and all, that's a good investment. People used to say, but we believe that it's better to take an ETF or to take care of overall level. Commodities is another way which people do take care. ULIPs are the same thing. This is another thing which is impacted in this budget. SIP used to do it. People used to do SIP, and then it is having a long-term taxation. Now, what is happening? The ULIP people started comparing with an SIP, but SIP have a taxation and ULIP didn't have a taxation, and that's the reason they have brought this rule again on the ULIP. The ULIP, whatever returns comes above 2.5, there also will be a taxable now. So this is what I have explained low, medium, high already, how the asset class and the risk and return works. What should be the low risk investment for the any of the retirement plans? So if it is bonds, you will have a different type of bond. So don't get confused between yield and the returns. So that's one thing which I have noticed. A lot of people say, no, Rachna, I'm getting a bonds of 8.8% returns. Okay, can I buy it? And I said, there is no returns 8.8%. How you are getting? I'm not getting it. So when they are being a public offer, when they came, it was 8.8. But now when I'm buying it, the what is my buy rate and the leftover rates dates, I'm going to find how much money actually I'm going to get. That is what yield is. So yield or the whatever returns you are paying the money and how much you are going to get is around 4.5 to 5. Sorry, 4.4 to 4.6. That is a tax-free bond. Perpetual bonds is you don't get the bonds. Normally bonds will, good point is bond is a bigger market than the share market. And why so? Because 80% bonds are the government bonds. Maximum money is required by government, not by anybody else. So that's the reason it internally, even it's FD, if it is insurance, if it is a PF, PPF, everybody has to buy the government bonds only. So bonds normally give you the interest depending on yearly or half yearly. Perpetual bond doesn't do that. They will give it at end. This bonds, surrender bonds are being very much in demand, but these are lock-in. So it's, I always believe if you want to take a gold ETFs than the gold bonds. Second thing is mutual funds. Mutual funds are nowadays debt funds are there. There are so many different types of debt funds. Understand? FMP, capital protection funds. You can have Bharat bond has come through the ETFs, which is through mutual fund, which you can buy. Retirals, very important, PF, PPF, EPF. Senior citizen schemes, it comes in LIC also and it is there in the bank. Please utilize it if somebody is above 16. Make sure that you take the benefit which is given by the government. That's a better place to do it. Insurance plans are now all-time high. I can say that last 2 years they have been doing. One is pension plan. This is another notion I have seen, and sometimes I debate myself, is it too much transparency talking is good or not? Because they think because I'm making them fearful, because or annuity word, people just told them, okay, Rachna, this is a LIC, this person is giving me 9% return, 10%, you are saying you can't do. And I said, my God, maybe something is wrong. Let me give the things. You give me the illustration, I said. Even though I can get it myself, being a broker. But I said, okay, give me the illustration. And you will surprised to know, so-called people have told them 8%, 10% returns. When I come back to them, it will be still 5.4. And then they said, why it is right? So I said, no, they didn't say wrong. But they gave only the partial facts. So what happens sometimes when we are doing pension plans or anything, first of all, we have to understand Pension plan, annuity plans are not lifelong life cover. So it is a taxable. That's the first point. Second point is it is a deferred payment they are giving. Deferred means you are paying me money now. You're going to return after 5 years money, or maybe after 10 years onwards, you will get it. So when you're getting after 10 years, you may get 8% or 10%, no doubt about it. But when you're doing an XIRR, you will take the XIRR the 10 years when you have not even got the money. So XIRR normally has to be taken and they give the absolute return of that year onwards. So sometimes it is the way you represent makes a lot of difference. So I normally don't like anybody coming that its person has missold it, because I believe Google is the best uncle for everybody. You can just do it, then blaming somebody else. Not only for me, it's even if I tell them, if you want it, take things from me and please Google it, because I am also not God. I will try my best to be always true. But if it is something, you can do it. So that's the one thing I have to understand. Deferred plan is good because it depends on when you're retiring. But your XIRR should take care from the time you pay the money. It's not an absolute. Pension plan and annuities are taxable. NPS, very, very good plans, low FMCs, taking care, but of course, if it's a pension plan, it's a taxable. The good point in, of course, partial pays are not taxable 1/3. The good point in this, it's giving you tax benefit immediate. So the people who are working, that's the best thing you should utilize is an NPS. Guaranteed plans are again very good. The good point of a guaranteed plans are because they are a one time and the regular pay. The thing is they are tax free. This is all time, I can say, my favorite. In my office, people tease me that in my dream also I can talk on a guaranteed plans, because I love that. And the best part of Right Horizon is any fund which we think it is the best for that, we buy on our personal portfolio first. We don't have a single fund as on today, last 17 years, which we have sold to the customer, but not in our own personal portfolio. So those funds first we buy for us. That's the best part of our conviction level, I can say so. Endowment plans, of course, we have a one time. So a lot of time I have seen a one CFO and all, they have taken a 2 crores odd premium. And I asked him, why you are taking 2 crores and all, where you don't need it? He says, Darshana, I know that after some time the wealth tax will come. Anyway, it's supposed to go to my next generation. So why don't I utilize now and make sure that it is a tax free? So a lot of time people take a good endowment plan also, because it's the next time wherever somebody is going to go into the nominee is a tax free returns. So these are the things which we try to look at across on the low risk investment plans. Okay. I'll just move across with the things and try to ask you if you have any questions. I will have a second version. This is the tax planning when somebody is giving me the lump sum money. I will have the another tax planning when to create a corpus and then make sure that our retirement is being smooth. So I like to have any queries and questions. We do retirement planning, and Right Horizons is 17 years old wealth advisory firm, very well known for our financial planning, retirement planning, and the PMS. We try to help. We have around 1400 crores of AUM under us. We work across around 70-member team across Bombay, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Gurgaon. Bangalore has been a head office. Anil Rego is founder and CEO of Right Horizons. So I can say my boss also and my husband. So it's very tough call for me. So it works the both the ways. Thanks a lot for listening in being a weekend and trying to support to share across. I'm happy to have any queries. So these are the things which I have already shown in the Excel sheet actually. So you can unmute yourself and ask queries if you have, otherwise I will just take it as in a chat level. Thanks, Kavita. I think so. The question is, who can manage their expenses without dependencies on others? Can you just give me more detail on this question, Kavita? So it's like always, I believe, no, that if there is
No,
no,
Rachana, I responded to that question like, wow, you said who's the best rich person in the industry. For
okay.
that, I responded.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
nice.
Hey, seriously, it was really very nice session, Rachana. I am a member of or a customer of Right Horizon. I was like, I got this mail. I thought like it'll be more helpful
Thank
to me.
you. Thanks a
And I'm
lot.
45 years old, Rakshana, but still I believe I'm very under sufficient for my retirement planning. I have miles to go, but at least you gave me a light through which I can take it out and walk through.
Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So I always believe the first thought coming to do it, a planning itself is a half done. So
Yeah,
that's a nice, you have spent time on the things and start planning and thinking for it. Thank you.
yeah.
Any other
Thanks.
questions I have? Thank you, Janki man. Thank you, Jason. It's my pleasure to do this. I love these sessions because it made me to learn and do more browsing. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful weekend and have fun, joy, happiness, and being a Valentine weekend, I'm sure you have the best of Valentine with your family. Hmm? Thank you. Bye bye.